Yo, what's happening, my people? It's your boy Chance Jollivet, aka Smooth, back with another one. So today, just took off randomly. I woke up and I was like, man, I want to go to the movies, man. I've been had it on my mind, but I was like, I got other things coming. I was pushing it off, and I was like, man, the hell with it. Let's go watch the Smashing Machine. So I've been hearing about this. Been seeing The Rock on his promo tour. I'm a big fan of The Rock, and I see all that he put into this film right here, as far as like the promo and him talking about the pounds he had to put on, and talking about Mark Kerr's story and stuff like that. And I'm a big fan of the UFC, but I came around like about Chuck Liddell, Rampage Jackson era, like that time. So that was a little bit before me. So I wasn't really familiar with Mark Kerr. But hearing the stories and stuff, his life, it sounded pretty interesting and stuff, man. And I looked at some highlights and stuff, and just the specimen he was and stuff. I was like, man, I'm interested. So we'll check it out. And don't think this is like a kickboxer type film, something like that on those realms. It's very much more so an artistic film. It's very artistic. It's very somber, calm. It's a very chill film, but it's like his personality. His personality is like, he's very soft-spoken individual and stuff, kind of like how Mike Tyson was, like verbally, but Mike Tyson, like his personality wasn't like that. But Homeboy personality was very chill, very mellow, but he had a lot of turmoil he was going through. He was in a toxic relationship. His expectations and stuff that he had of himself, and just him being this specimen, he could not handle the thought of loss or being impervious to harm or whatever. Like, he just thought he was just specimen and nobody could touch him and whatever. And for good duration, like nobody could. But you get full of your own hype, you turn to substances, you're going through other turbulent things, you're not training and stuff like you should, your empire will crumble. So we see a lot of this going on with the film, man. Like, it's very much, I ain't gonna say it's like a romantic film or whatnot, but it does involve a lot of his turbulence and stuff does revolve around this female. And in some instances, it's not like you can point the finger at him, point the finger at her, because he's in the wrong a lot of times. He has like little quirks about himself, like he is very driven as far as what he is into. She's more of a free spirit, and that clashes. Whenever he's doing bad, she feel like he needs her. She can take care of him and coddle him and all that. And then whenever he's trying to get himself good, I guess he gets annoyed by her like toxicness and stuff. And then she's very, very toxic and abrasive about the situation and stuff. Like, he think he better than me, and he think he all this and that. Just your little fighting, she throws little jabs and stuff. Especially like as far as like your little fighting and stuff. It's like she never understood that this was how important this was to him. This wasn't no little fight. This was his whole lifestyle. This was what his interior, how he emitted himself out to the world. This was his worth, was this right here. This provided them their lifestyle and stuff. And this was in a time where they were making the money that is being made now. And it's still MMA. Some people are making a pretty good amount, but it's still everybody not balling. But if you look, man, shit, he had Benzes and shit. He had a nice ass house. Like, he was doing pretty good even for those days. But they was going through a lot of ish. Like, he was fighting in UFC. He was fighting in Pride overseas. And just that, like, you had to fight, like, you might have fought 3-4 times in one night in tournament styles and stuff like that. So it was crazy. He was doing his drugs, and they showed him injecting and stuff, but they was kind of like saying like pain things or whatever. But shit, in my mind, I'm like, they were steroids and stuff. Cause he was huge. Like, Jonathan Majors got big for Magazine Dreams. The Rock would have ate Jonathan Majors. Pause. The Rock, man, they have a scene in here where he's getting out of the rehab and she pulls up in the Benz, in the red Benz, and picks up The Rock. Dog, The Rock looked like on the Flintstones, whenever they pick up the ribs in the car, falls to the, it looked like the car would have tilted to his side. Like, he is gigantic on here, dog. It is crazy imposing. Like, I see why he lost all that weight and stuff just to give his body a rest. Like, he is just like this on this movie. But his quirks and little things, man, like, he shows off his acting chops, man. When he breaks down in certain scenes and stuff, like, I am very impressed by what The Rock did. You know who impressed me in this film? Ryan Bader. So Ryan Bader was a light heavyweight in UFC. He ended up leaving the company, but he ended up becoming a heavyweight champion and light heavyweight champion in I want to say Bellator and stuff. He's a decorated fighter in his own rights and stuff. And he played Mark Coleman. So Mark Coleman was an old fighter back in the days and stuff, wrestler, very popular and whatever. So Mark Coleman and Mark Kerr were very much great friends. And he played Mark Coleman. Like, to say, I'm not sure if he acted before anything, but he did his damn thing, man. I was very impressed by him. He did a good job. Emily Blunt, she did a good job as far, like, she played like, she reminded me of like Angelina on the Jersey Shore or something. She played like that type of chick, like the pretty kind of air, almost an airhead, like kind of numb to what he was going through or whatever. She kind of put herself first. She would like to do things for him, but her worth to herself was a little bit more than what she thought it was and stuff. Like, sometimes he just want to chill, and he like, I'm trying to get my mind ready for things. I got this big fight coming up, and she would always come nagging and just, she was on some bull-ish. But anyways, like Emily Blunt, man, she must be gigantic. They list The Rock at like 6'4" or whatever. I don't know if he necessarily 6'4", because I remember he was by like Charles Barkley and stuff. But anyways, The Rock is a big dude. Man, Emily Blunt was not too much shorter than The Rock. Like, they was on like, but The Rock she was like this to The Rock. And The Rock, this was his body and this was her. That's how big he was. But height-wise, she was reaching The Rock like right here, man. Emily Blunt must be like 6'1". Like, she is either a tall female or whatever, or she had some super tall ass heels for the scenes or something, cause she looked tall. But anyways, like, they had a lot of good performances and stuff, man. They had Boss Rutan on here. Alexander Usyk, he played a good role. Like, he's the heavyweight boxing champion of the world. He played the kickboxing and stuff, man. Like, he did a good job. He played like that Russian, just imposing individual, whatever. Ryan Bader. Like, it was some good performances, but it's not like a super action film. Whenever you see the fights and stuff, it looks like an old school fighting. If you watch his highlights of his films, that's how his fights look. On the movie, they got it down pat, because that's how he fought. He fought in a way, the smashing machine, he would take you down, and he would headbutt you and stuff, But whenever they start taking out them rules and stuff like that, kind of messed him up as well. But anyways, yeah. But just, if you are a fan of The Rock and stuff, and you just want a nice film or whatever, if you expect like some Jean-Claude Van Damme fight him, or some blood and bones type things like this, it's not that type of MMA. It's more of a artsy relationship, just mental health, toxic relationships, that type of thing. Very much mental health. It deals with a lot with that. Like, he didn't have a healthy way of dealing with a lot of stuff, like with his little tics and stuff. Like, he seemed like he was like ADHD and little fits of depression and stuff, like, and that was before the time of real mental health and all that. So he was like self-medicating in so many ways and stuff like that to deal with a lot of things that hopefully he got a better grip with nowadays. But anyways, man, I enjoyed the film, but like on an artistic level and stuff, man, it's up there. But just as like a movie or something, man, it's like I give it an 8 out of 10. give it an 8 out of 10, man, because it's not the most like super exciting thing, but it is very captivating and stuff, man. I liked it, man. But anyways, that's my thoughts, man. Hopefully you go check it out, man. See if Rock is up for any awards or anything. I don't know if they're gonna really give it to him or whatever. I think I wouldn't be mad if he would get something, just because I'm a big fan of The Rock. I think Jonathan Majors probably did a little with Magazine Dreams. Jonathan Majors did a little, but The Rock, he did his thing. But anyways, like, comment, subscribe. Gonna be the greatest and most. Hey, man, I let you boy.